Einstein, written by Michael Emerson. Deeply hidden things. When Albert Einstein was 5 years old, his father showed him a magnetic compass. Watching its floating movement made him curious. What did it mean? Why did the compass needle say around his father, just going around and around? At the time, Ellen was too young to answer it, but he never forgot what feeling of wonder and misery. Later, he wrote that watching the compass has taught him an important lesson, that something deeply hidden had to be behind things. The curious little boy grew out to become a curious scientist who spent his life trying to identify that something. By continuing to pierce for curiosity, Albert Einstein, however, changed the way people think about the universe in which they live.
Wow.
Other family influences also shape his future. Einstein's father and two of his uncles are electrical engineers. They introduced Einstein to math and science at an early age and taught him the basics of algebra by making it into a game. A family friend bought his science books. Einstein would pore over the book for hours at a time. He especially liked the book about geometry. Even as a child, he was satisfied that he had considered every solution. In school, Einstein was talented for math and was appreciated immediately, but so was his individual. He questioned the way school instructions taught him German songs, like much of the life in Germany, at time when strict discipline to young Einstein teachers seemed like army soldiers who only would train their students to memorize information and lifeless facts. Einstein before things and thinking creatively. When he was 17 years old, Einstein was accepted at one of the finest scientific universities in Europe. Once again, Einstein's curiosity about how and why things work led him to do his own course. He often skipped routine lectures to spend more time in the laboratory developing his own ideas. Most of his university professors agreed that the brilliant young student might have a very bright future if only he would do as he was told. The pension office. Surprisingly, Einstein had trouble finding a job after finishing school in 1900. He had been a spy student. He had graduated from one of the finest universities in Europe. However, his strong sense of independence and curiosity made him unpopular, and the same teacher who could given him the name freedom to further study. While he lived the life of one of us feedback, he did not give up. Wait a minute. He had ideas that he wanted to think and test. He just needed to find the time and place to pursue them. Einstein found that time in 1902. That year, the Switzerland took a job in a patent office in Bern, Switzerland. His unusual job was to make sure that new devices submitted for patent certifications worked as the way their inventors said they did. The job in the patent office allowed Einstein to do what he did best, pursue his curiosity and question established ideas. On his first day at work, Einstein's boss told him, "When you pick up an application, think that anything the inventor says is wrong." The regular pay and working hours gave Einstein the freedom to work on his own idea. In his spare time, he met with a group of friends who shared his curiosity about the scientific ideas of the day. They got themselves Olympia late in the evening, talking about socializing, cafes, or in Einstein's apartment. It was during that Einstein began to develop ideas that would change science forever. The cold year. By 1905, Einstein had worked in the patent office for 3 years. During that time, the curiosity grew, and he applied a great deal of thought to new scientific theories. He soon felt confident enough in his ideas to share them. Einstein sent a paper explaining his ideas to the leading German scientific journal. The journal published the first of his papers in March 1905, and 4 additional papers on the March followed. Einstein's first paper explained the theory of the existence. The second and third paper proved the existence of tiny matters called molecules and atoms, describe how they move. The understanding that the relationship that existed among spaces, time, and objects in moon. Scientists were astounded by what he wrote. In 6 months, Einstein changed the way he thought 100 years. They were equally amazed that the idea came not from a professor of physics at a major university, but from curious 26-year-old Blanchard. As a direct result, Einstein's specific career took off in many directions. He was emphasizing the intention of his work, receiving from the scientific community, and by the opportunities he gained meeting and got his friend's new idea. The 1905 to congratulate him, a well-known professor of physics named Max Planck began to teach Einstein's idea to his students. In time, 1905, much to be known as Einstein Medical Year. A rising star, Einstein continued to work at the patent office until 1909. That year he finally got a full-time job at a university. Einstein took the job, then jumped off the school for work. The next few while he searched for the best place in pieces in his research. Meanwhile, he continued to refine his earlier idea. It was difficult work, and refined his earlier ideas. He was on the difficult work effort, often thought he was on the wrong track. That then, in 1915, he made a discovery. He finally figured out how to unite his earlier ideas into one system, which he called the general theory of relativity. Einstein's idea was again a scientist didn't all around the world. His idea should be considered a much wider audience, and even faster one than Russia. In 1919, British scientists the positions of stars during the solar eclipse. If Einstein's theory was correct, the star would appear in one position, while it was actually appeared in another. The star appeared with the moon exactly where the sun would be. Newspaper another finding, which is declared evolution in science. New theory of the new celebrity in world history, and them were complete revolution in our concept. Name a complete revolution in our concept of nature. Overnight, Albert Einstein became the most famous in the outcome. Despite many success, not everyone was pleased with Einstein. Many scientists had put their careers on the idea that Einstein had put their career, the idea that Einstein had in power, love, and a future on. Einstein took this criticism in stride. He knew his theories were not perfect, and yet with each new paper, more people came to recognize the importance of his work. The uses of film. As Einstein's fame grew, so did the demand for interviews, photographs, speeches, and new writing. Einstein had mixed feelings of all distracting attention. This demand took up time. He was about posting new research. Despite his concern, Einstein knew his fame would be used to open other people's minds and to bring his ideas to a wider audience. Einstein used his fame to draw attention to the issue he cared about. One of Einstein's most deeply believed was that war would be avoided or possible. In 1914, he was one of the three scientists who signed a letter opposing Germany's participation in World War I. More than 100 scientists had signed the letter in support of Germany entering the war. Einstein actively participated in anti-war efforts. He worked with international groups working for peace and wrote about his anti-war beliefs. When magazines in the U.S. critiqued Einstein with creating the aerobics bomb, she puts back, although his scientific discoveries were used by others to create bombs. Einstein did not participate in the project. He actually signed a letter to President Franklin Roosevelt warning to the letter bombs potential for destruction. Many of Einstein's views changed over the course of his life. However, his strong belief in never the answer remained consistent. He spoke up in the court of the treatment for everyone. In New Jersey, Einstein moved his family into a house in his office. This soon became part of Bryce's close-knit community. When out of man lived, just before was at Oyo exploited his questions, prevented strangers from following Einstein at home. For the next 29 years, Einstein continued to expand his ideas in two areas. Some people thought his efforts showed that he was losing touch. Einstein didn't pay much attention to the theory that he could amplify his original ideas with the latest theories, although he worked hard. He continued to give away speeches, write articles, and meet regularly with fellow scientists. Einstein's influence. Einstein's curiosity had led to the creation of many useful products. For example, Einstein's idea about nature and behavior of red light. Einstein to control the display of new ways to control light. These technologies led to television cameras, remote controls for home electronics, and flat-screen computers. Einstein was also in the fight with a laser light. This technology is not used in commerce. It thought out all his proof of existent atoms and molecules to the creation of a wide range of everyday products. Those products include shaving cream, toothbrushes, computer, and protective phones. Einstein's scientific ideas continued to influence new theories. Current ideas about the origins of the universe, the nature of space, and the strange objects called black holes are the result of Einstein's works. A life well lived. Einstein said, the most beautiful things we can have is the mysterious. It is enough to try to accept a little mystery every day, until his death on April 18, 1955. Einstein's curiosity led him to do what as that natures many people think about time, space, energy, and the matter, the foundations of the universe.
Good job!